If you've struggled with stress, balance, or burnout, and simply feel discouraged or even defeated, and if you're ready to move from force to flow and enjoy ultimate Zen success in your career, health, or relationships, then the Zen Success Show is for you. Your host, Carissa Sims, is an entrepreneur, corporate consultant, best-selling author, meditation teacher, and healer who has found her own Zen success. Here's your host, Carissa Sims. Welcome to this week's episode of Zen Success. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Addison Ames. Hi, Addison.
Hi. Hi, Carissa. Good to be here with you today. Hope you and everyone watching and listening are all wonderful.
Oh, thank you. And where are you connecting from today?
Well, I'm really based out of Florida, but I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina right now. I'm working on a few projects here. So calling right now from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Okay. I've never been there, but I've heard wonderful things.
Oh, it's beautiful. I actually have some family history here. My uncle was a professor at UNC Chapel Hill, and I have family here. His kids and their kids are all here. And so when I was growing up, my family would actually come here and visit. And then I ended up going to college here for a while as well. So I have some history throughout my life and my family lineage of Chapel Hill. It's very lovely, lots of trees, lots of green, and beautiful sky.
That's nice. And yeah. I also heard they're known for furniture. Is that true?
Yes, there are some, I think in the Carolinas. I'm not exactly sure which brand names or which companies, but I think there are some important furniture brands that do really high quality furniture.
Very good quality, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who they are exactly. I've never purchased from them, but there are a lot of trees, so I'm sure, and they're beautiful. So I'm sure it's a great source for beautiful furniture.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So let me share a little bit about Addison since we're just chatting. Addison Ames is an awakened teacher, speaker, channel, healer, thought leader, and business consultant and executive coach. Addison is known as a full body channel for Metatron, a high dimensional being specialized in spiritual development for Earth and humanity. In his work, Addison shares high knowledge and wisdom that can help people through life situations, changes, challenges, and opportunities. Working with Addison could be highly beneficial if you are at any stage of personal growth and development, from trying to improve life to evolving as an advanced spiritual teacher or healer. Welcome, Addison.
Thank you, Carissa. Thank you for that kind introduction. I appreciate it.
Yes. Well, we're going to get to know you a little bit today.
Right.
Do you feel that anyone can channel?
Oh, well, that's a great question. Well, first of all, let me say easy answer. Yes. Everyone channels all the time. So the way that I see things is that we as humans are many things. And that's what Metatron talks about an awful lot too, who I channel in kind of a unique way, let's say, is that we are multidimensional and we have higher selves, we have soul, we have lots of energy that's here, there, and in between. And so I really think that we're here, we have a self, we have a personality, there are many parts of self, but I think we are always bringing in multidimensional information and knowledge and using it pretty much all the time. So, I believe in the democratization of things, which is, the things that some people think are special, only a few people can do. In truth, actually, everybody can do. If you're familiar with that movement of democratization?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I'm not too familiar with it. But it makes sense how you explained it.
Yeah, so I
love that, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you're not saying that you're better or I'm better than anyone else. It's just everyone has that ability. It's just something to be aware of and tune into. But I have a belief that maybe abilities are a little bit different.
For sure. Yeah, I love what you said. I think really every human on the planet is always bringing in information that is above and beyond themselves and integrating it in ways that maybe they're not aware of. So if people can tune into that, as you so beautifully said, be aware of that, people can help really understand themselves in new and higher ways. So, I also quote unquote channel Metatron, and that's a term that's used a lot in the spiritual and ascension community. So I would call that kind of like loud channeling or specified channeling, where I'm able to connect, let's say, the higher parts of me to a high dimensional being who we know of as Metatron. And he can actually kind of work with me and with the different parts of myself to kind of step in and kind of move forward, and I move backwards a little bit, and he takes over, and then he communicates to you or people in a very kind of loud way. So I, as a personality, step back. Metatron, as a personality, comes in, moves forward, and moves my body and communicates, as he would as a personality. It's really pretty cool. It's pretty fascinating. But in the democratization of the idea, I really say everyone channels, and we are all bringing in high ideas all the time.
Yeah, that's fascinating, because as you were talking about that, I was like, oh yeah, he's right. That everyone channels, they're just not realizing it, because I was thinking of that the other day when I was doing a healing. I realized the way I was talking and some of the messages were so profound. They kind of like shocked me and very simple. And I realized, oh, I was channeling because I was in that space of high intention and calling on for the highest and best good for my client. And I think, having that intention, I realized I never considered myself a channeler. So I'll just say that.
Hmm. Well, I'd say you are. And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of different kinds of people like you do. We actually share some really cool history. We worked for the same company at one point in time.
Yeah, that's really random.
And in Silicon Valley. And so we work with business too. That's one of the things that we share in common. So, the thing that I hear from people from all different walks of life, from people who are looking for healing to people who are business leaders, CEOs and executives, is sometimes when they're speaking, they're just like saying things. They don't really know where it comes from, but they're like, I just like know the answer.
Yeah.
Or I say things, and like you said, you wow yourself with what you say because it was really good. And, a CEO walks off the stage and they say, I don't really know what I said. And people who watched say, man, that was amazing. That was really inspiring and motivational, right? These stories.
Yeah. He's like, I don't think that was me. That was someone coming in my body or whatever. Yeah.
Those are very clear examples of channeling. So, a message of encouragement and empowerment really to everybody listening and watching this is get in touch with your inner channel. You're a channel. And as Carissa said, you can bring through all this amazing knowledge, intelligence, information, wherever you may be. Find answers to your questions, help others out, work with your family in new and higher ways. But really, everyone is a channel. So does that answer your question?
I'm like, did we ask? Yeah, I did ask a question. Yes. Yeah. And it's more of just, I wanted to open up the discussion for it, because I think a lot of people listening might put you up on a pedestal, including me, to be honest, because I'm like, oh, that's amazing. There's so much wisdom coming through him. How could we ever be like that, and so, but I wanted to go deeper into your history with Metatron. So when did you start channeling Metatron, and how did you know that it was this high dimensional being? Like, did you ask, who are you, or what's your name?
Sure. Oh, great question. Well, first of all, going back to this putting, if I may, putting channelers on a pedestal, I'll speak
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
is again, everybody channels. I do it in kind of a loud way, or let's say a slightly unique way. But I'm just a guy. So channeling just started happening to me really about 5 or 6 years ago in the way that I do it with Metatron. And my background is corporate and international marketing. And I did that for a long time. That was my career. I had a series of awakening events where I just started to know things and begin to channel. And I had heard of Metatron, not a lot, but Metatron came in during this awakening process and started to really talk to me, said I'm Metatron, and started to teach me really, really wonderful things. And so at that point in time, I was starting to work with some healers, some Reiki masters, and some other guides, human guides in my life. And so, out of personal responsibility, I checked in with them and I said, hey, I'm experiencing this. This being says it's Metatron. What do you think? So I talked to 5 or 6 people, some experts in the field, a wonderful Reiki master who really helped me through that whole process. We worked together very closely for quite some time. And they all, gave me positive feedback that this was indeed Metatron, and helped me to understand what was going on. But the channeling just started to happen. And then Metatron started to guide me through really some channeling training classes.
I see.
So he began to work with me in kind of training modules where we would sit down and work with each other for maybe an hour or two, kind of like classes. And he would work with me and train and teach me how to channel. So I've been doing this with Metatron for a while now. He's one of my guides. I have worked with him every day for many years now, and know him quite well. Many people know him as an archangel, and he
Okay.
works as an archangel. But just like we humans are more than just the business card that we have, we do a lot of different things. We have a lot of different titles, a lot of different roles to play. Metatron is an archangel, but that's just one of the things that he does. The way that I see him and work with him, he's a very high dimensional being who does a lot of things, mainly focused on helping keep all of creation moving and moving in the right direction. And one of the roles he plays that many people know him as is as an archangel. So that's how it started for me. It's been a wonderful journey. And I find channeling to be really fascinating. I watch some other channelers and really enjoy what they have to say, and think it's a really emerging tool, an emerging knowledge base that's kind of getting more broad based now. I think more and more people are liking and enjoying channeling. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I just wanted to go in a little bit deeper about your experience with
Sure.
Metatron, because with your background in corporate and maybe spiritually, you had never experienced that before. Were you feeling a little bit strange? Did you feel like, oh my God, this is weird? Or were you scared? Like, what was the feelings when this being came to you?
It was very exciting, actually.
Exciting.
It was
Oh,
very
that's great.
exciting. Well, so I've always been kind of a spiritually minded guy. Going
Okay.
back to when I was a kid, I was always a very sensitive kid. I was always very kind of, aspirational, very loving and kind, tried to lift each other up, lift other people up, things like that. So, the whole spiritual teaching kind of wasn't foreign to me, but I really am a seeker. I love knowledge. And
Mm.
Metatron is very knowledge based. He's very academic. He's very structural. Many people know the Merkaba as a symbol for Metatron. So when he
Yes,
started
I've
working
seen
with,
that before. I've seen that. It's
right,
beautiful.
sacred geometry, things like that.
Hmm.
So when he started working with me, there were lots of downloads and lots of knowledge was imparted to me. And I find that thrilling. So, like I love libraries, learning institutions, museums, art galleries, all these kinds of things. And so I was kind of struck by the idea I have my own personal high dimensional teacher. And so it was a real honor, it still is. and a great joy and really fascinating. So for me, it was a real excitement.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great to hear because I just never know how people feel. I have some clients that are becoming channelers and channeling different beings, and they're having a little bit of apprehension about it and not really sure if why are they choosing them or whatever it might be. So, so I think that's wonderful. And when you were talking about the Merkaba, I was actually sensing that as part of you, like part of your heart, the Merkaba. Just for people who don't know, it's a sacred geometry. Do you want to explain the Merkaba symbol, why it symbolizes Metatron?
Sure. Well, many people see the Merkaba in many different ways. It is a structure of the physical realm that we are in. So it's a common structure. Basically, it looks like two triangles intermixed with each other, or a six-pointed star. A way to understand it, it is the coming together of the high and the low. One triangle structure comes down, one comes up, they mix together. Some people know it as the Star of David. It's an ancient symbol really for things that are sacred, but it is a building block for the physical realm. And because Metatron tends to be very structural and this is how things work, or this is how things are built, kind of an instructor, an academic professor sometimes, a teacher. Because of all that kind of structural understanding, people associate the Merkaba with Metatron. So he's fine with that. He's not really that, but he is. That's kind of a way to see him.
Yeah, right. Because it's a little bit limiting. He's not just, but it's just a way that sometimes people, just like writing a name or something, right?
For sure. Yeah. It's like, I have a name, but it's not really who I am in totality. I'm a lot of things.
Right.
But so you could say the Merkaba is kind of like a name for Metatron, a symbol for Metatron, something like that.
Yeah. And so you say you're a full body channel, and I would highly encourage everyone listening to this or watching this to check out Addison Ames' YouTube channel and also his website, because he has incredibly inspiring messages channeled from Metatron and also different interviews and things. But, you say you're a full body channel. So how is that different than being a regular channel? Maybe some people will just speak that spirit or high dimensional being.
For sure. Well, in the way that we're talking about channeling, people can bring in, let's say, a spirit or a being in different ways. So some people, it's more just kind of simply verbal, where it's less movement in the body, but it's just the sound or the language. Some people do what's called automatic writing, which is like writing channeling or scripting.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, so that's a way to channel. When I use the word full body channel, it's because it's kind of like what I call a full personality experience. So I step back, my hands move, my head moves, my voice changes, and it's really like you're talking to Metatron. The personality changes. So you're getting a full body, just like if, when I'm talking to Carissa, I see the way that you move. I hear your voice and the intonation that you have. You blink your eyes like you do. You're you. So you get a full body or full personality experience of what Metatron and the way that I work with him is like. So that's kind of what I mean when I say full body channel. He tends to be pretty animated.
Got it. And so how do you feel like before and after you channel? Is it exhausting? Is it energizing? Like, do you have to process all of that big energy? Like, what's typically how you feel after?
That's a great question. Well, Metatron is a big energy, and people who work with Metatron probably know that. There's a lot going on. He's a big energy. So I've worked with him now for quite some time. When I first started working with him, it was a lot and it would exhaust me. I'd have to take naps. It was really kind of hard. But I've worked with him for a while now. So now I've become accustomed to his energy. I'm used to his energy. So I kind of talk to him all the time, even if I'm not
Mhm.
channeling. He's one of my
It's
guides.
funny because you call him him, and I have that tendency too. I want to, it feels masculine, the energy. Yeah.
Sure. And well, I'll address that because I think that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Hmm.
Really, you know, high dimensional beings like Metatron don't have form, they don't have
Hmm.
personality, they don't have physicality, they don't have gender. So a lot of times when we work with angels or above, they kind of act in whatever way is appropriate. So some people may
I
work with
see.
a non-gender, non-binary
Hmm.
version of Metatron or a female version of Metatron.
Oh, I see. It's whatever the person prefers. I get it. Hmm.
For sure. Just
Hmm.
like if you look at the archangels, if you look at Gabriel, for example, many people think of Gabriel as a feminine energy, and many people see Gabriel as a masculine energy. So it just depends on what the person needs. So Metatron, in the way that it works, let's say, and sometimes Metatron will describe itself as a fixer. So it drops into whatever realm it's working in, or he, in order to fix, adjust, or help transform whatever needs to be addressed. So in that way, we would kind of see that as masculine, like a guy gets things
Yeah.
done in that
Yeah.
archetypical understanding. So many people see Metatron in that way as an energy that gets stuff done. So there is that masculine attribute, but in truth, in the high level in which Metatron exists, it's no gender. It's beyond gender in a way.
I see. Well, I
Yeah.
kind of like veered you off into a different train of thought because I was just like so excited and curious about all of this process. That you were talking about how in the beginning you would get exhausted and take naps, but now how do you feel now since you're used to the energy?
Well, it's very comfortable to me. If I'm not working with him directly, if I'm doing other things, like, talking to friends or things like that, if he comes in and tries to get my attention, I can feel kind of a vibration or a buzz. I can feel
Hmm.
Metatron's presence. I'm connected to him right now, so I can kind of feel him geographically, like over in this direction
I
from me.
see.
But before channeling or before interviews and things like this, I generally do some exercises, some sit-ups, push-ups, jumping jacks, things like
Mm.
that, just to get kind of energized, to raise my frequency and vibration a little bit.
Okay.
So I tend to
That's really
exercise.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Some people meditate. I exercise. I
Okay.
move around a little bit, get some energy going and flowing through my body. And but if he wants to get my attention, he definitely gets my attention. That's for sure.
Okay. He's like, now's the time. Okay. I got some stuff to say.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and a lot of people, well, how do I say this? I feel like some channelers will channel anyone, like they'll be a medium. People will pay them to channel loved ones from the other side. So it seems you're only channeling Metatron. Why is that?
So I only channel Metatron, and I do that because that's kind of my deal. So at the soul level, sometimes we have soul contracts, soul
Mm.
agreements, soul understandings. You're familiar. And so Metatron and I have like a soul contract, basically. We have an agreement. So we work together in this way, and I only work with Metatron.
Mhm.
So some people ask me, can you channel my loved ones or, people who've moved on, whatever it may
Yeah.
be? And I respectfully say, no, I only channel Metatron.
Yeah. I
That's just the
know.
deal that I have. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that so incredible that you awakened to this agreement and contract in this lifetime? Because a lot of people might have those contracts and not even be aware of that.
For sure. Well, I'm very honored. And then let me say, thank you to Metatron, who's over there in the
Uh-huh.
wings waiting. I think he wants to say hello here whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. We'll do that in a little bit. Yeah.
he says whenever.
Okay.
But it is a great joy. It's a great honor. Metatron's a really fascinating energy. And he says beautiful, beautiful, uplifting, inspirational, and motivational things. I really like working with him. I enjoy working with him. It is a great honor. Um, and here's the way that I see things, and everybody has their own viewpoints and their own perspectives, is that generally if someone has a soul contract to do something like this, it just like starts to happen for them, or, people
Oh,
will,
got it. Got
you
it.
know, because at the soul level, if we're really designed to do something, I think it happens. So, we're all soul in form and matter. We really are our souls. There's no separation from our soul. Sometimes I say we're walking, talking souls. It's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
fun way to look at it. So if we're at the soul level, contracted or in agreement with something, it will always come to fruition in our life.
I see.
So
I
I
see.
think just through order and sequence and order, the way things kind of unraveled in my life, it was like, ding, check mark, it's time for this to start
I
happening.
see.
And so it just really just started to turn on and started to happen.
Got
And
it.
it's been a great joy ever since.
Okay, wonderful. Did you follow any channelers prior to channeling Metatron, like to be exposed to it, to learn from it, or did Metatron just teach you?
Metatron came in first and started to teach me and gave me
Mhm.
some foundational fundamentals. And then he said, start watching some other channelers.
Oh, got it.
So
Hmm.
at that point in time, I started watching Lee Harris and the Z's, if you're familiar
Oh,
with Lee Harris.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I started listening to his music. We don't want to get sidetracked, but yeah, another great spiritual teacher. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, he's wonderful. I really appreciate him, his music,
Yeah.
and the Z's. So I started watching him and a few others in the set,
Yeah.
and Paul Selig and the Guides, if you know
Okay.
Paul.
No, I
Um,
haven't heard of that.
I really enjoy Paul and the Guides and a few others, and but not too many. I don't watch a lot of channeling now. I do some samplings here and there. I really, more than anything, focus on the work that I do, that Metatron does. I try to stay really focused on the job that I have to do.
Yeah. So for our audience, how could they invite this practice in if they wanted to start
Well,
channeling?
it's a great question. First of all, I say channeling in this way isn't for everyone. So I encourage people to really check in with their heart and their
Yes.
soul.
Good
And
point. Good point. Thank you.
yeah, well, everyone's, playing their own role, walking out their own life, their own soul destiny. Everyone is moving through their own purpose, their own mission, their own life. And so it's becoming very popular. So a lot of people ask me about this. How can I channel? And so I always say, start with really checking in with yourself, get in touch with your guides if you have them, your heart, your soul, and really kind of spend a little bit of time in saying, do I need to be doing this right now? Or, as I am, as really a full body channel, again, I think everyone is a channel. Do I just be me? Do I channel Addison full time? Am I
Mm,
myself in the best way and highest way I can be? And if that's the answer you really get, I really encourage you to stick with that. Watch other channelers, enjoy the messages, and experience it as a viewer or observer. And if you get a yes, go into that a little bit deeper, find out how that should be, and start working with someone. So there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of
mhm.
energies out there, different kinds of energies, different vibrations and frequencies. So I encourage people to be really responsible in the way that they connect. So if you're not called to do it, just watch and observe. If you're called to do it, get with a healer like you or others who can help give some guidance and some insight and help them get with someone, if it's not the healer that they came to, who really understands channeling, and make sure they're connecting with the right kind of being or energy. Make sure it's in and of the light or in and of the highest light, and help them to manage it. That's probably the best and most responsible way to do it. It's very popular right now. I don't think everyone is really called to do it, but if you're called to do it, work with people who understand it, understand the practice, understand the way that it works, so that you can really do it in a way that respects yourself in the highest and best way possible.
Okay. Thank you for that. That's really beautifully said and insightful, because although we are all channels, maybe not all of us are meant to channel all the time or whatever it might be. So would you and Metatron be willing to talk for a few minutes? I mean, the name of this show is Zen Success. So I thought maybe if Metatron feels called to talk about success, and I could ask some questions.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
So he's ready to come in. He says hello. So give me a few moments. I'll bring him in, and then you all can interact together. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. And we are here. We are Metatron, and we thank you. Dear Carissa, we welcome you into our space and place, for this is a shared energy. As we respect you, what we say to you is we impart to you if you wish it, and we ask you so you can say yes or no or other. Would you like for us to send you some gentle energy? Up to you. What do you say?
Yes. What about for our audience too? Is this applicable for our audience as well?
It is, it is, it is. And so with your kind request, and is this a yes from you, by the way?
Yes.
It is. Now we ask you in honor of your sovereignty. We mention this word because this is an important word today, sovereignty, which means we, Metatron, will not push anything on you that you do not wish. So we ask you out of respect to you in your sovereignty, do you wish it? You said yes, and you offered it up for your audience. And so what we say to your audience, all you who watch and listen to this, is if you would like some gentle energy from Metatron, you can say yes. You can say it out loud in your heart, your mind, your soul, or you can say no or no thank you, or maybe later. Because a grand teaching of today, dear Carissa, and all who watch and listen to this, is this: you choose. You choose, which is the other side of sovereignty. Sovereignty is an idea, like I am a building and I am sovereign, don't touch me. And the other way is I am a sovereign being and I choose, I choose, I choose. I choose what I allow and what I let in. And so what we would like to do, dear Carissa, because you have given us permission in saying yes, is send you and all your audience energy. And we do it now, and we ask all of you just to breathe and to take it in. And with this energy that we send you, we ask you to feel it, to know it, and allow it to ground you. This energy is, yes, meant to ground you and to lift you. For it is in the groundedness that you know where and who you are. I am, I am, I am, and I know and I grow. In the lifting, it is I become and I know myself in new and higher ways. So Carissa, do you feel this energy that we send you?
I do. I do. And in a subtle way, because I think that's what I can handle right now.
Yes. yes, yes. So as we work with all of you who watch and listen, we work with you in ways that you can understand, which means we send you the appropriate levels and kinds of energy that you can comprehend, which means you take it in and you integrate it as you. We do not disassemble. We do not take away from you. What we, Metatron, do is this. We on high come down and say, we give you what you need in order to be lifted. So the energies that we send to you, all of you who watch and listen, are in appropriateness, the things that you need. So for you, dear Carissa, this subtleness, this gentleness, this slight buzz that you may feel is the energy that you need, desire, and require. Does this make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And let it ground you and let it lift you. Do you have questions for us?
Well, I just want to say that I appreciate you, and what a gift for me and our audience, all of those that gave permission for their sovereign being to get energy from Metatron. That was like a very nice surprise and unexpected. So I just appreciate you so much. And well, this is the first time I'm speaking with you. I've never invoked you or thought about that. So it's quite an honor. And I did want to ask some questions about success for our audience and myself. How can we be more successful in whatever area in our lives?
Success is a beautiful term, a beautiful word. And what we do when we teach is we take a term or a word or an idea or a concept and we turn it. Now, does this make sense to you? Teaching is an idea turned. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
So we take an idea and we say, look at it, 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 look at it. Different idea, different concept, different aspect. Different dimension, different look, different feel. This way, that way, and the other. So success is a great word, one that is used a lot in your world today, but what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? So for you, you have the term Zen success behind you, which we like very much. We like it, which has many different meanings. You may use it in many different ways. For that term to work, you teach it and you turn it in the way that you know it and you like it and you learn it and you teach it. So as we teach success, which is we take the idea, the concept of success, and we go look, 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 different ways. Are you with us?
Yes.
Very good. So success, in a way that we would teach it, which is an idea turned, is success is being in true alignment. Being in true alignment. So you and all who watch and listen to this all have souls. Soul is like an energy mass, if you will, that holds your know. K-N-O-W. It holds your know. The human works on what we would say a knowledge base, a base of knowledge. And many people would say, well, we have a soul, yes, but isn't it more than that? Yes, it is. It is divine essence. It is the essence of you that is incarnate. You are all the big thinker that thinks. So success is a concept of saying, I know and I understand. And most importantly, and this is the journey that you are all on, you who watch and listen to this, but really humans, you are all on the journey of self-understanding, self-reliance, self-awakening, the awakening of self. And in the idea of awakening, which Addison, the guy who speaks these words, but not the one who speaks these words, said, he went through an awakening, which means I understand the awakening of self. I understand the self. I get the self better. I understand the self better. And through that understanding of self better, you understand high knowledge, everything that is out there beyond the earth, and there is a lot of life out there, is that you understand the things that you as the human experience in new ways. Now, you may look at your brother and sister who have not awakened, maybe they're not on a spiritual journey, and they are no less or more than you. Please understand this. They are you and you are they, you are them. It is the idea that they have a different logic pattern. They have a different success pattern. They think differently, they feel differently, they see differently. Some of you might say, well, they're a little closed-minded as a way to understand the way that they think, because they have not had the awakening of self, which allows one to see more broad-mindedly. So success, we turned it a few ways for you, is I know myself, I see things differently, I am more broad-mindedness, and in this higher and always changing operation of self, I am able to successfully, which means I achieve, I know, and I go, in answer to your question, much more effectively and fluently in these new frameworks, sometimes known as frequencies and vibrations, mindsets, logic patterns, and other kinds of things, as you think in new and higher ways. So success in this teaching, this turning of an idea or a concept, is I understand myself more fluently and thereby more broad-mindedly in new and higher ways. Other questions, please?
Yes. Can I or any of our audience invoke you, Metatron, to help us be successful and choose this in our business or our life?
Yes, for sure. Now, we Metatron on high work in many different ways. Our energy may not be the best or most opportune for all who watch and listen. And what we encourage you to do is check in with yourself and see if Metatron is right for you. If you're interested, the answer is yes. If it doesn't really seem to work for you or you're not interested, probably the answer is no. There are other beings, high beings, who drop in and help humans, who help humanity today. So there are other options out there. There are cherubim and seraphim, archangels and angels, and many other who are all working to help lift humanity besides us, but we are available for sure. We as an energy are very, very big. We're in many other places and spaces beyond Earth, all simultaneously, and happy to work because we are tasked. It is our job to work with humanity at this time. So if it is a good fit, and we think it is a good fit, the answer is yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share before we bring Addison back? Any inspiring thoughts?
For sure. What we say many times is the human is art. A-R-T, art. Just like you might go to a gallery, a museum, or other, you see things on the wall and you say, look at it. Isn't it something? And even if you don't like it, you acknowledge the fact that it is posted on a museum wall. It must have significance. It must be important. Whoever drew it, wrote it, scribbled it, painted it, whatever it may be, sculpted it, it must be somebody good. They are respected. They are acknowledged, for they are here. They are on the wall. They are in the hood of the museum, the gallery, or other Smithsonian it may be. These are ideas that have been conceptualized and agreed upon that they are great and they are grand. So the human, yea, even you, Carissa, the beautiful you that you are, and all who watch and listen, you are art. A-R-T, which means you are a conceptualized understanding of something great and good that everyone, and we mean everyone, in the galaxy, the universe, your neighborhood, all the way up high, all the way down low, has agreed upon and said the human is special, the human is good. You are and you can, you are art, which means you are complexity and beauty in form. You are not trash on the street. You're not. You're not horrible. You're not wretched. Even though you think you may be, you're going through a bad time, a dark night of the soul, wherever it may be drawn upward. You are beauty. You are like a magnificent Miro, a beautiful, beautiful artist. M-I-R-O. Look it up. Look it up. Look at it on the wall. These are beautiful paintings by this artist Miro, who has painted many things, graphical, colorful, and other. It is like You are connected art. You are all connected art, geometric and other, soul and form. You are complex and you are beautiful. You're a special race, a breed, a creed. You are. So allow yourself to see yourself as special, galactic, universal, and other. You are art, which means you're a complexity. You matter. You have been drawn by an artist. Quite good. Quite great. Quite astounding, actually. You are quite good. Know yourself and say, I am. I am beauty incarnate. I am complexity in form. I am here. I am there. I am in between. I am much more than what I think. I am grand. I am good. I am art. If people in your life don't see you as art, tell them to think again, please. If you look in the mirror and you go, oh my gosh, the bag's under my eyes, I don't know. Please look in the mirror and say, I am art. No matter how you think you look, you are grand and you are beautiful. It is by design, by that which has designed you, which is a big thinker that thinks. That's the way we see what you call God, divine, source, creator, all these things. It is a designer, a thinker, a builder, who says, let's do something great and grand, even in the birds that you see, even the birds who are beautiful and diverse, is you all are art. It's the reason why you're here. You're all art on a wall in a great museum in Paris or London, New York, Singapore, wherever it may be, all around the world, Sydney. You are art. Because you would not be here if you weren't. In a way of seeing yourself, you are in a big museum, an art gallery of things that matter. There is nothing, and this is a high secret of being, we tell you this in truth, there is nothing in this existence which is not here that is not art. Everything that is here is art. Everything that is here is designed and here for a purpose and a reason. Yes, there are some things that are fixable and adjustable and rising to new kinds of art, but it is all part of the museum that you live in, which is respected art. So we thank you. Do you have any last questions for us? Otherwise, we will go.
You're very intuitive. I am complete. I felt that was a very inspiring thought to end. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in through Addison today. Many blessings.
And many blessings to you and all who watch and listen. Listen to this message and share it if you wish, for it is a beautiful one. Tell your friends, your family, yourself, you are art, I am art, for it lifts you and reminds you who you are. And again, going back to the idea of success, which matters to you, success is the acknowledgement that you are more. You are in your truth. You are in alignment with the beauty that is you. You are art. And we thank you and we go.
Are you back? You look
Almost.
like you're back. Almost.
1 second. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Carissa, how are you?
Oh, good. Were you conscious of anything that was said through you, the Metatron?
So usually I remember general themes,
Okay.
but not the actual words. I try to stay out of the way and let Metatron speak. I know we talked about art and success, and that's about all I remember right now. So sometimes I watch afterwards to see what he said, but just general themes really is all.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you can watch the recording and get inspired. One thing that I thought was interesting was Metatron brought up birds, and birds are very special to me. I feel a special connection with birds and communicate with them and feel that I've communicated with them in past lives. So everything that Metatron said was profound and empowering, inspiring. So that was wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad. I love the birds too. I was just out for a walk yesterday and saw a magnificent hummingbird that was just like amazing to watch. So I appreciate that he mentioned that, and I appreciate that you like the birds as well.
Yeah. Hummingbirds, incredible messages with that guide, the bird guide.
Oh, for sure.
Well, gosh, we only have a few minutes here, but I have so many questions. So, Addison, why do you call yourself an awakened guide? And I want to hear more about your awakened business consulting for our
Oh,
audience.
sure. Well, I call myself an awakened guy many times, Guy, because I really, don't attach myself to anything really special. I do operate as a guide many times. For example, I do timelines work with people. And so I kind of act as a guide to help people heal their timelines and fold, close, and collapse timelines and things like that, which is a blast. But I
And I
use
want
the
to say
term,
something about that. He
sure.
had Addison did an incredible interview on a podcast about that. So definitely go, it's on your YouTube channel, right? To learn more about that. And you can also contact Addison for a session.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Carissa. Yeah, I talk about timelines quite a bit on interviews that I do on my Facebook page, which is Addison Ames Official on Facebook. There's one posted at the top with Lauren Galey of Quantum Conversations, who's really just a wonderful teacher and speaker. And we talk a lot about timelines there. I think maybe that's the one you're talking
Yeah.
about. And so I invite people to check it out. But I use the term awakened because it kind of aligns with Metatron's teaching and with my teaching is we're all on a spiritual journey. So it's all spiritual work, but I really see kind of like awakening, opening your eyes and seeing things differently, seeing yourself, the world around you differently, the awakening of self, which is kind of the, knowing more of the multifacetedness or more of the multidimensionalness of yourself as a key part of my spiritual journey and other people who I work with, them as well. So awaken to me is a nice, also generally accepted term. Some people get turned off a little bit by spiritual or spirituality, and granted, it is all spiritual, but I try to, keep a very open mind. I work with a lot of people on different journeys, different pathways. So some people don't really like spiritual, but they like awakened better. So it's very broad based. Yeah, so and then in my awakened business consulting and executive coaching, my background is business. I left my full-time job in the corporate world, but I learned a lot, so I didn't want to throw it away. So now I work with businesses and C-level, corporate level executives, really to help them make better decisions, strategize, see the things that they don't see, like blind spots, things like that, get clarity, and be able to move forward and make their business better. I generally work with high impact businesses that are ESG businesses. Have you heard of ESG
Yeah, I
before?
have heard of that.
So they're environmentally minded. They care about the environment. They're socially minded. They want to bring new ideas or products to the marketplace that have social impact, good social impact in the communities in which they serve. And then G is for governance. So ESG, environment, social, and then G is for governance, which means they run their company in really high ways, or they're trying to. They respect their people, they treat their people well, and they operate in ways of high integrity. So so I work with those kinds of businesses to help improve their business, move forward, operate more efficiently, see the things they can't see, and operate better.
That's
It's a real joy.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's a real joy to not throw away 20, 25 years of experience, but be able to use that value and, kind of integrate it with my new spiritual work as well.
That's amazing. I have a desire to do that as well. And I think it's a really important role that you're playing with not only channeling Metatron, but working with companies because you could really shift the consciousness of millions. Like your impact is going to be exponential. I'm just like thinking of this like domino effect when you're working with a C-suite and you're integrating this healing and spirituality, and then they're imparting that energy into their company. I think it's going to be very impactful over the years.
For sure. I appreciate you saying that. And you and I both worked in Silicon Valley, and a lot of those companies are doing really wonderful jobs of bringing in, yoga onto their campuses, into their businesses, ergonomics,
Yeah,
how can you
ergonomics,
feel,
meditation,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and making sure that all of, the supplemental healthcare programs are really there for their people. They have the appropriate times off. There's good work-life balance. And so, I mean, I really see a shift in consciousness really all
Yes.
around the world where businesses are all becoming kind of awakened. They're all trying to act better, behave better. A lot of conferences around the world are around impact, social impact, impact investing. I used to work in venture capital, and a lot of people think venture capital is not good, it's bad. But there are whole new components or emerging markets of venture capital that are around impact investing. How can they invest in things that really make the earth better? And so really, I see almost every segment or vertical of the business community awakening and becoming higher and better in the way that they operate.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm connected with an impact investor, Maurice Simon, and it's just incredible. You're right. It's there. There is so much higher consciousness now out there in the business world. Well, gosh, we're out of time. I know the business side we could probably talk about for another hour or so, but I know you have so much going on and you have like these incredible books coming out. So I'd encourage everyone to learn more, to go to his website, and I'll put Addison's website in the show notes. But it's been such a pleasure connecting with you and Metatron. And thanks for joining me on the Zen Success Show, Addison.
Carissa, it's such a joy, and it's such a joy to know you. I think we first met, or first maybe came in contact going back to 2007, or we had some sort of association back then, even though we haven't really physically known each other that long. So I'm so glad you're in my life, and I appreciate all of your work and all of your podcasts and everything. And thank you for having myself and having Metatron on today. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
That's it for today's episode of Zen Success. Head on over to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you listen to shows. Zen Success is also available on the radio in select markets through amfm247.com. Subscribe to the show and share with friends. Be sure to head on over to zensuccessshow.com to help you on your Zen success journey, and join us on the next episode. May you find your own Zen success in life.